All right, hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is going to be for another installment, of course, of the movie preview. This, of course, being for September. Summer is done. I can't believe it either. The summer season has officially wrapped up, and since it has, we're going to be talking about all the movies coming out in September. But before I do get into that, I am going to introduce both of my guests. First off, he has been on many movie previews before. We, for some reason, are watching every single Facebook watch show together now, and we have a lot of shows that are watching together in September. You're probably going to get sick of him this month, but here he is anyway, FilmFan0599.
Summer has come and passed. No, right now,
the innocence can never last. Wake me up when September ends, because this month looks like shit.
Now, hey, what's up, you guys? FilmFan0599 here again, and we are here for the September movie preview. Yeah, September doesn't look too good. Usually September is a promising month, but
not really.
Besides a few movies that I'm looking forward to, there's nothing much that grabs my attention that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm not too excited for a lot. This kind of looks like a month.
And this usually happens with you. You're on like the shittiest month.
No! Why, Kevin?
Like last year, you were on April, and when we had nothing to talk about, and you were on August, and then May you were on, and we had nothing to talk.
No, I was on January as well.
Yeah. All right. And now we have the man who is very excited to be here, so much so that he doesn't even have a camera right now. Here he is, Jackson Fulcher.
Okay, look, Flake. I had a great intro planned, okay? I was going to come on here and cry and whine because I was watching Castle Rock and I don't have Jane Levy as my girlfriend, right? And then I'm going to have a couple characters show up and they're going to I'm going to insult them because I'm drunk and sad, and then I'm going to go to a karaoke bar. I had this whole thing planned.
I haven't seen this show in a while. I got to catch up.
I was going to cover myself in paint to end it off too, particularly purple. But then I find out that the camera that's literally in my laptop for some reason can't be detected in Google Hangouts right now, and now I'm mad because I had this whole production plan. I was going to change shirts like 50 times, and now I can't do it. I'm stuck. You're stuck listening to me instead of seeing me. But at least I get to do this shirtless now.
Oh, God. All right.
In everything.
That was I'm very happy that we know that, but either way, we're just going to get into it. As FilmFan alluded to, September really does not look all that good, unfortunately. Usually this is the month where there's a lot of Oscar stuff coming out, but if anything, it kind of just looks like leftover August. That's the best way to sum it up. There's a lot of stuff in here that looks really mediocre. The really good stuff is very sporadic throughout the month. It's really next month when we start to get into the really great stuff, but we're just going to get into right now with a film that I am actually kind of looking forward to. That is on, of course, September 7th. And hang
on, slow your roll. I'm only joining for 1 minute, but I just got to say something quickly.
How do you have the link?
I just got to... Kevin, I was supposed to join this month, okay? Because I wanted to talk about... Wait, what movies are coming out this month? I honestly
nothing good, except for a couple.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say fuck you for kicking me out of this one, and yeah, that's it. Fuck you, bye.
That's great.
If you want to know who gave him the link, he wanted to make a cameo, so I let him do it.
What the fuck? All right, anyway.
You son of a bitch.
I don't know why you're still here, but we're just going to get right into it, starting off with a movie that I actually am looking forward to on September 7th, and that, of course, is The Nun. Right, so The Nun in general, I'm actually pretty excited for this one. I am a pretty big fan of the Conjuring films. Not Annabelle, that one is a different story altogether, but I really love The Conjuring. I especially really love The Conjuring 2, and The Nun I thought was one of the most harrowing parts of The Conjuring 2. And when they announced that they were going to make a movie about The Nun, I was definitely very much on board. But what's interesting about this movie is that despite a couple marketing tools here and there, like that infamous promo that everyone hated before YouTube videos and things like that, there really has not been too much promotion for this movie, and we really don't know too much of what it's really about. And I'm hoping that's for the best. I'm hoping it's one of those things where they're just keeping a lot of the really scary things until the movie does come out. But I do think this could be really good. You do have a pretty good cast here of Demi Bashir and Tessa Farmiga, however you pronounce her name. I think they both could be really good here. The Nun in general, I think, is a very interesting character. I'm interested in getting into the history of who the Nun really was before all of this went down. I think this could be a very interesting film overall. We'll have to see how this one really does turn out. Fuck you, Caden. He just left. I think this looks... Oh, he's back. Oh, now he's gone.
Yeah, he said he'll
Keep
join.
talking.
Like, it was there for some reason, so he said he'll just join and then leave, and then the icon will be gone. All right, so there we go.
That's great. Anyway, so I think this looks good. I'm hoping that it really does deliver, and it definitely does look like one of the better films coming out this month. But now we're going to turn over to FilmFan and see what he has to say.
Hello. I am a big fan of the first two Conjuring films. I have not seen either of the Annabelle movies, so I can't give an opinion on those. But I do love both the Conjuring films, especially Conjuring 2. But I am looking forward to this. I would have rather have much seen a spin-off movie. I know they are doing one, but I'd rather have seen the spin-off movie of the Crooked Man instead, because I felt like that was a little bit more interesting than The Nun. But this movie does look quite scary. Does look quite frightening. I am excited to see what they could offer with this one. I have liked the trailers. The poster where it's like the regular Nun and it's burning, where it's like burning out. That's like one of my favorite posters of the entire year. I love how they did that. I love how they did that. So I do like some of the, I have, and like you said, there hasn't been too much marketing for this, quite surprisingly, and this is coming out next week, so, like, I've seen just a couple of YouTube ads here and there, and just, that's about it, but nothing too much, which is surprising, because this is a spin-off of a Conjuring film, so I would expect a little bit more promotion for this, but, yeah, I am looking forward to this. Hopefully it's good, because it does have some promise to it.
All right, Jackson.
All right, yes, The Nun looks very very good so far from the 1.5 minute trailer that we've only gotten. But I'm actually a big fan of that a big movie like this, that it took them a while to get the trailer out, and now it's the only trailer that's out if you don't count the YouTube ads. And as much as, a lot of people will crave for, like, where's the next one, like the big other franchises, I'm actually kind of glad that they did something different as far as marketing, keep most of the movie hidden. That being said, though, I hope that there's actually a great movie to be hiding in that instance, because as much as I enjoy the first two Conjuring movies and Annabelle Creation, there's always that chance that they could pull another Annabelle, which I was not a big fan of. I'm hoping that because of the interesting setting that they're in, that the story can also be enhanced by that they can do some interesting creative stuff. And I'm sure they will, because The Nun was actually very well utilized in The Conjuring 2, one of the freakiest parts about it. So I'm sure that The Nun in this film will also still be very freaky. But I'm just trying to keep my hopes a little bit lower, just because there is always that chance that it could be another Annabelle, but I hope it's not. I also wanted to point out, yes, Taylor, I agree with you. The Crooked Man should have come out first. Fuck The Nun, honestly, but whatever. This movie looks pretty good, and hopefully it can be one of the most surprising horror films of the year.
And by Taylor, he means Taylor Lautner, who is a very good actor that is not in the Conjuring movies. I don't know why you're bringing him up randomly, Jackson. Yeah. Maybe he'll.
I was talking about Taylor Lautner. He and I are good friends. He's watching right now. He's my friend, like Seth MacFarlane.
Yes, very good friends.
Yes.
Yes. He loves to call you fella, just like Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, Taylor Lautner texted me in the middle of this and told me his opinion, so I just wanted to reiterate that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So The Nun in general, we'll see how this one really does turn out. Not too sure why they had that whole watch till the end, because it'll make you jump. Like, there's really nothing scary about that jump scare at the end. My audience seems to think so, but
I've grown so numb to it at this point.
Yeah, same. Like, I see it all the time that I'm just like, whatever. Like, I didn't even think it was that scary in the slightest when it came out. But either way, I am definitely excited for it. If you are looking forward to The Nun, which I'm sure a lot of people are, it does come out on September 7th. hopefully it really does deliver. But now we get to the other film coming out on September 7th, because City of Lies is not coming out anymore, because fuck Johnny Depp, I guess. But Double Nine is going to introduce this one that looks absolutely amazing, that we're all very excited to talk about.
Hello, everybody. All right, so the next movie coming out September 7th is Taken Ripoff number 176, which means Peppermint. All right. So this movie, funny enough, even though I say it's Taken Ripoff 176, it's actually directed by the same guy that made Taken. So I guess he just likes making these type of movies. But you know, I'm a huge fan of the original Taken. That's like one of my favorite action films of all time. But I was not huge on the director's last movie, The Gunman. I thought that was pretty bad. This doesn't look bad necessarily to me. I don't think it looks awful, but it just kind of looks like the same generic, like, oh, my family's been killed, now I must take out all the people, you know, that did it, you know, because the justice system's going to do nothing. It just kind of looks like that. It just doesn't look that interesting to me. It just looks like a very watered down version of The Punisher. That's all it just looks like to me. And it just is not grasping me. Hopefully, maybe the director of the film could improve upon himself, because I know he can do good. Like I said, Taken's one of my favorite action films of all time. But depending on the trailers of how it looks and what the director did last with The Gunman, just doesn't have much promise to it. I'm not really looking forward to it that much.
Yeah, so for me with Peppermint, I really don't have much to say about this one. It's Jennifer Garner being a badass. Apparently that means something to people because Alias, and she gets to kick ass, but I never watched Alias, so that means nothing to me. I don't really care about that at all. But it's coming out. It looks generic as hell. We've seen this concept done 1,000 times before. You know, she's going on a revenge mission because of her kids, like, getting abducted or whatever. I mean, like, can we just stop making these kind of movies? Just please, just, we've seen this done so many times before. I've honestly had enough of it. And next movie.
Yeah, it can't be the next movie yet, because I still have to talk about my most anticipated film of all time, Peppermint.
Yes.
I've only seen one film from the director, that being Taken, which is the perfect film to watch before seeing this one. I'm not really a big fan of how they're gender bending the Taken movies at this point. How dare they? It's not like this is an original story or anything. Well, original, quote unquote. Yeah. You know what would have made this movie better?
If Melissa McCarthy was in it, and Kristen Wiig, and
no, if they had casted Jessica Chastain in the role.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think if they got kind of a better actress to do this, maybe I'd be a little bit more interested in it.
Yeah, and that way everyone on the internet, except for one person, would be behind seeing this film. But anyways, yeah, Peppermint looks pretty bad. I will say though that there could be an interesting story, as far as, like, even though it's a complete rip on, like, the Punisher's story pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Like it could be interesting seeing how she deals with it, and of course seeing a mother go through it, because we've always seen a man do it. So I guess that could be sort of interesting. Yeah. And you know, maybe it could have some fun action sequences. Because as I said, I haven't seen much of the director's work except for the first Taken, and that was a pretty good movie. It just seems really tired at this point. The whole thing, like, we've already seen this before, and besides the fact that Jennifer Garner's in it, it doesn't look like you're doing that much new with it. Just that there's social media and they're lit up about her. And it might just be me, but there's some moments where it seems like her acting is just a little hokey to me.
Yeah, no, it does.
Put on like a tough girl voice, but it's like you really are not built for that. Like,
it feels very like it feels like she's back on like a really like mediocre ABC show. Like that's what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like she's not familiar with doing stuff like
no,
that.
but
like I said, she's done Alias and she was a lecturer at one point, so it's not like she's not familiar with this type of stuff. So, but yeah, it just seems like she's just
like maybe
it
going
feels like a Netflix movie.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe this should have gone to Netflix.
Honestly,
maybe.
It looks about as cheap and original as a Netflix film at this point. So I don't know. Like, I'm not. I might have sounded like sarcastic earlier when I said it was like my most anticipated, but it's like I'm not even really dreading it. It's just it just looks really mediocre and bland to me, and I'm not really expecting that much out of it. So whatever.
That's the thing. Yeah, so Peppermint, if there's anyone that's excited for it, there might be some. I mean, my dad himself was very excited to see Jennifer Gardner come back as a badass. But if you are not a fan of, if you've never watched Alias, then, you know, go see The Nun, I guess. It does come out on September 7th if you are interested in it. Also on September 7th is a movie that Jackson is just so related to introduce because I saw his reaction to this amazing trailer and he's very excited to talk about this one.
Oh, fuck me. It's Blaze. All right, so Blaze is the, correct me if I'm wrong, directorial debut of Ethan Hawke, or has he done other stuff?
Yes, it's directorial debut.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say really quickly that his directing style so far, it looks like the camera has mustard stain all over it. I don't know what it is, but the cinematography, everything looks yellow. Like there's a yellow tint in every single shot in the trailer, and I was like, "What is going on? Clean up the camera, Hawk. Is this your first film?" Oh wait, I guess it is his first movie, technically. Yeah. Recently Ethan Hawke was talking about Logan, right, and saying it was a fine movie, you know, a fine superhero film, not worth the hype. And I would just like to say, so far, the trailer for this film, the movie Logan was much better than this trailer. Almost every other trailer that has come out this year is better than this one. It's just really bland, and it looks really boring to me. It looks really like awards baity to me. Like it just looks like one of those movies. Like Ethan Hawke, he's finally behind the camera, and he's like, "I'm gonna make a big award winner right now, and that's what I'm gonna do." And I'm not really that interested. Like the story doesn't really have me that interested. There might be some good music in it because there's musician characters in it, but and maybe that'll be the standout. But so far, just the story doesn't really have me intrigued, and the directing so far looks terrible to me. So I don't know. I don't really have that much to say because it just seems like a film that I'll watch at some point and be like, yeah, that was movie technically.
But will you count it as a movie? Count it as a movie? Is the question.
Well, I count it as a movie, unlike Tao and Dark Crimes. I don't know. Like, I just have to see it. I also want to point before I pass it off to you, Flake. I just wanted to point out that there's one moment in the trailer where the main guy is sitting in the back of the truck, and even though it's the trailer, like they do ADR so you can hear the line, but it's very obvious that you're supposed to hear like the wind going by because they're like driving a car. It just sounds so awkward. That's all I wanted to say. Bad trailer for me. Not interested in seeing the film. I've lost all respect for Ethan Hawke because he didn't clean up the camera.
Yeah, how dare he? Anyway, as for me with Blaze, I don't think this looks like the worst thing ever. I think it looks fine for the most part. I was watching a bunch of trailers like last week when we were doing that most anticipated video, and I thought it looked really good. But honestly, I've kind of forgotten about this trailer. We got a really good cast here of like Sam Rockwell and Steve Zahn and Aaliyah Sawkat. Really good cast overall. Richard Linklater is also in there in some way. And I'm hearing really good things about this. Like I'm hearing a lot of people compare it to Inside Llewyn Davis. That means no seen Inside Llewyn Davis, but in general, we'll have to see the way this one does turn out overall. I do think this one does have potential, but yeah, I don't think Ethan Hawke coming out and saying what he did about Logan really does not bode well for him when it comes to the certain style of this film. It doesn't really come off very well at all. But we'll see how this one does turn out. You know, I don't think it looks amazing or anything, but you know, it could surprise me. You know, I was the person that wasn't really looking forward to Lean on Pete's, and I ended up really liking that one a lot. So you never know. You know, it could surprise me, but we'll see.
Lean on Pete has a better trailer also.
Well, I didn't really like that trailer all that.
It doesn't have mustard on it.
It didn't have mustard.
Oh, we know, Jackson, your logo has mustard on it.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
It's not a spotlight. It's fucking mustard.
But yeah.
That's why your camera won't turn on, because there's mustard on it.
Oh, you're right. That's actually what it is. You're right.
Yes. It's just one big old mustard stain.
Oh man, but yeah, this. I'm pretty much you guys said already what I was gonna say. Yeah, this doesn't really interest me that much. I like Ethan Hawke a lot as an actor. He's great, but yeah, it just from the way of this trailer, it seems like his directing style is not interesting me all that much. Like, I know we keep on making fun of it, but like, it really does look like he just took a giant bucket of mustard and just fucking poured it on the goddamn camera, and that's what it just looks like throughout the entire thing. But hopefully the movie's good. You know, I hope Ethan Hawke succeeds with his directorial debut, but at the same time, this trailer didn't do much for me. It just kind of looks bland to me. So, yeah, kind of not really all that excited for this.
All right, so if you guys are looking forward to Blaze, it does come out on September 7th. I believe it's had a couple like limited runs already, so maybe you've seen it, but it does come out on September 7th, like officially. The next one we're going to talk about also looks incredibly mediocre, but we're talking about it, and that is the film that everyone is so hyped for. That is Mera. All right. So Mera in general, I put this one on there because it is technically a theatrical release. It is actually getting a limited theatrical release when it does come out. It looks fine, I guess. Olga Kurylenko, I actually do really like as an actress. Javier Botet can really go either way with me. You know, wasted like he was in Slender Man, or he can be really creepy like he was in Insidious: The Last Key. But we'll have to see the way that does turn out overall. But yeah, not much to say about this one, really. I'm just going to kind of pass it off to the other two because I've honestly kind of forgotten about this one.
I mean, the premise is interesting. That's really all I can say about this trailer. Yeah, another one that just kind of just doesn't look all that great. The concept, like I said, is very interesting. You know, someone having to deal with sleep paralysis and, you know, just being very creeped out. It seems very interesting, but the trailer really doesn't do much for me. It really just seems like a very bland and just kind of forgettable film. It really doesn't grab my attention all that much. So, yeah.
Well, Kevin, I had no idea until you said that Javier Botet, the crooked man himself, was in this film.
Yes.
So thanks for that. I get to see another film where he fucking sucks, like in Slender.
Completely wasted.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm a sucker for horror films, good or bad. Like I can watch a bad horror film if it makes me laugh. Like Truth or Dare, that had me fucking laughing.
Oh God, no.
That movie. And there's just countless other horror movies that can make me laugh. So I'm looking at this trailer and it's like, yeah, this looks like one of those Netflix horror films that, like, not a Netflix made horror film, but just one that Netflix would get and they just release it for some reason. Just one of those obscure, dumb horror movie ones. Olga Kurylenko probably could be good, I guess. Maybe Javier Botet will be good as the creature. I don't fucking know, but yeah. And, yeah, it just looks like a really generic movie overall. And I'm wondering if there's going to, like, people actually suffer from sleep paralysis. I wonder if they'll start, like, a mini uproar. Like, how dare you try to say that ghosts are real when they try to kill us or something? I don't know. Like, just, not a huge one, obviously, because no one knows this movie exists. But, like, yeah, maybe word will get out, like, they made a movie about sleep paralysis. And they'll be like, what the fuck? And
let's not forget, it's from your favorite company working today, Saban.
Oh yeah, the guys who made Siberia and Dark Knight.
Yes, which we never fucking finished because it was that bad.
Great Saban that made Go Power Rangers.
Well, now he's doing a bunch of bullshit. So yeah, I'm excited. Honestly, now I'm excited to see it. Let's watch it on Rabbit. Let's go.
Hell yeah, we definitely will. We probably will, honestly, but yeah. If you are looking forward to Mera, it does come out on September 7th. But you probably didn't even know this movie existed, so yeah. Next movie is one of the two Netflix films we're talking about because, to be honest, I know we've joked around about Netflix a lot, but over the next 4 months, they actually have a pretty stellar catalog of films coming out, and I do think that these last 4 months could actually possibly save them. We'll have to see. Everyone knock on wood because I don't really know, but you know, we'll have to see the way that does turn out. But because of that, we're actually going to be talking about two Netflix films in this one. And this is the first one that Double Nine's going to introduce.
Hey, all right. So this one is Sarah Burgess is a loser.
Sierra!
Sierra, fuck! We're keeping that in. All right. But yes, Sierra Burgess is a loser. This is a movie that I didn't know much about beforehand. I know Shan Person posted some behind the scenes before the trailers came out and stuff months ago. That's really all I knew about beforehand. But then I saw the trailer, and it looks really great. Actually, quite surprisingly, honestly, this is one of the Netflix movies I'm really looking forward to be honest. I really, because a lot of people do kind of go through this issue with their appearance and stuff like that, and with this storyline of this boy that thinks this girl is someone else, and he gets the wrong phone number, and now she's now worried that oh, what if he doesn't like me for who I am and stuff like that. It is interesting. We have seen this story done before.
Oh yeah,
but I am looking forward to see how they do execute it, because I do like that there's a nice turnaround with it, that the popular girl is actually trying to help her. And that way, I actually like that turnaround with it. And I'm excited to see where it heads, and I hope it's really good. This is definitely one of the Netflix movies I'm really looking forward to be honest, for the rest of the year. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. I actually think this one looks a lot of fun. And here's the thing. Netflix high school comedies can go either way. You could make a kissing booth or something like that. But I do think that the ones that they put out that are really good are real good. Alex Strangelove and To All the Boys I've Loved Before are two of the most biggest surprises in terms of Netflix films for me. And I think this one could honestly add there. I think Shannon Purser always looks very good, always really impresses me, and she does look very good here. Noah Centino, also from To All the Boys I Loved Before, he's back here, and I really liked him in that, and I hope he's good here as well. RJ Cyler I really like. Really stellar cast overall. Again, it doesn't look like anything amazing, but it looks like a very solid high school film. I think this could be one of the ones that maybe no one really talks about, but one that I end up seeing and that I end up enjoying and maybe recommend to some people. But we'll have to see the way this one does turn out. I try to keep an open mind with all Netflix films, as sarcastic and as disingenuous as I sound when I talk about them. There are some that I actually am somewhat hopeful for, and this is one of them. I do hope this one does turn out real good, so we'll have to see.
Well, here's the thing. Even though Netflix is becoming one of the biggest distributors in the world, none of their films are on my radar. But this movie, I watched the trailer, and yeah, it looks like a solid rom-com. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I'm glad you pointed that out. And I was like, oh my god, it's the same dude from the To All the Boys I've Loved Before. So that's pretty cool. He was good in that movie, and Netflix and rom-coms have been good. Like All the Boys I Loved Before, that was decent, and I really enjoyed Set It Up also.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was pretty good. I'm wondering where this movie's going to rank as far as those, if it'll be good like that, or if it's going to be... I don't think it'll be as bad as The Kissing Booth, but there's always a possibility, I guess.
I don't think it can top The Kissing Booth, honestly. It's only up for there in terms of that.
Right. But as far as performances go, it seems like everyone's doing a good job here. There's definitely, when I watched the trailer, there's obviously some, rom-com cliches, and also just high school movie cliches that, that kind of get under my skin a bit as I watch it. But it seems like there's a couple twists in there, like Film Fan mentioned, the popular girl helping out Shannon Purser. Okay, they're doing something there that could be neat. Overall, I hope that this movie, like a Set It Up or To All the Boys I've Loved Before, it actually is elevated by its talent behind the camera and in front of it, and it's not brought down by a lack of skill at all, like in The Kissing Booth. So yeah, and I'm glad that Barb is getting more work, because
Yes, we need that justice.
Yeah.
Even though we got it in Stranger Things season 2, it's
And Wish Upon.
Yes. I didn't see her in that, but
Wish Upon, my favorite film of all time.
And Riverdale, she's in that as well, and that NBC show that was canceled. More work for Shannon Purser, but anyway, if you guys looking forward to Sierra Burgess as a loser, it does come on to Netflix on September 7th. Might be one to check out. I can already see this one getting maybe not the amount of hype that To All the Boys I Loved Before is, because that one's getting an unprecedented amount of hype, I think. But we'll see how this one does turn out overall. Now we get to a film that for a lot of people is probably going to be the big film of the month. And I'll just say right now, it doesn't exactly look that way for most of us. Maybe some of us might feel differently, but we'll see how it turns out. And Jackson is once again going to introduce this film that everyone thinks looks great and
Anyways, the film I'm introducing is The Predator, which I haven't seen a single trailer for. Fuck you. I'm just kidding. I've seen the trailer. But I'm a big fan of Shane Black's work. I like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Iron Man 3 and The Nice Guys, of course. Like, I'm a big fan of what he does. And this movie, when I heard that he was making a Predator film, I was like, okay, like, he was in the first Predator movie, like, acting in it. So that's cool that he gets to actually make this film this time around and direct and write. That's obviously there's going to be a good Shane Black formula there. And when the first trailer came out, I was like, all right, like that's fine, I guess. Like, it's a teaser. Like, you're not going to give away everything already. So from what you're showing, it looks all right. Second trailer comes out, like, a little better, but I don't know. It just seems, for me at least, it looks like it could be well directed enough. Seems like the Predators, like, as far as like the suits or the makeup for it and all that, I'm sure that'll look very good, and I'm sure Shane Black will direct it well enough, you know. I just feel like, I don't know, like, the story itself just seems a little bit, a little paint by numbers to me, at least from what they're showing. Of course, there could be something else here that they're trying to hide, and that would be great. Or maybe the characters are going to really elevate this. I'd like to see that, but so far, there's a few lines of dialogue from the characters that are just a little cringy, you know. So, and I really hope that maybe there was just like, well, we don't want to give everything away, so we're going to put in like a couple outtakes or something. Like, I'm trying to preserve a lot of hope for this because I'm a fan of Shane Black, but I'm looking forward to The Predator overall. But it's just that I do have a lot of worries for it, and if it turns out to be as generic as maybe these trailers are showing, then I won't be that surprised. But then again, from The Nice Guys, like, I know that The Nice Guys look pretty good from those trailers, but sometimes it can be a little hard to market a Shane Black movie. Yeah, like trying to harness like the tone in the trailers, like Iron Man 3, they made it look all epic and grandiose, and it's a little more of a like a comedy kind of movie, and there's epic stuff in it, but there's a lot more comedy and mystery in that as well. So maybe it's just one of those things. So for now, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm gonna stay reserved is all.
All right, so here's the thing. Yes, I am a fan of what I've seen of Shane Black, but the thing is, I've only seen The Nice Guys, so I can't even really say I'm a fan of.
Piece of shit.
You ever see Iron Man 3?
No, I haven't. Don't you?
What the fuck?
Don't you know that I had an opportunity to see it and I purposely skipped out on it because
that's the most important film in the MCU.
Well, I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna watch it next year, but anyway, I digress. Going to, I really do like the cast here. You know, Jacob Tremblay, Sterling K. Brown, Olivia Munn. Not so much Boyd Holbrook. Not the biggest fan of him. I think he's honestly. Trevante Rhodes, obviously, I do think that there are some really good visuals here. The posters have been really great, but just overall, out of the 3 films that are coming out on this week, this is the one I'm like the least hyped for. I really don't care that much about this movie. The dialogue, I think, is really bad. The dialogue from Sterling K. Brown, I think, is good, but almost all the other lines, I think, are really bad here, especially that E for everyone line. Just every time I hear that, I just cringe, honestly. I hate that line. I think it's so dumb. It just seems like they're trying to be all like edgy and just that doesn't work at all. The plot here that like there's 2 predators, I think, is kind of dumb. I do think it's cool that Shane Black is helming this since, you know, he does have a pretty big connection to the franchise because of him being in the first one and whatnot. And from what I understand, he was like the first kill in the first one. Like, he's the first killed in the original film. So I do think that's kind of cool that he is, you know, all these years later directing it. I do think that's actually really cool the way that's done. You can tell there's definitely a lot of love and passion behind it, but I don't know, just overall to me, it seems like they're trying to recapture the success, and it didn't work I haven't seen these movies yet, but I heard it didn't work in Predator 2. I heard it didn't work in Predators, and I'm just very doubtful that it's going to work here. I don't know. We'll see how this one really does turn out. I'm hoping it does impress me overall. I can't really say anything else because I haven't seen any of the Predator movies. I am going to watch them before this, and ironically, we're watching the first one after this, actually, so we'll see how that turns out. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about it, and yeah, I don't really care about this movie, to be honest.
I guess I'm gonna be somewhat the most optimistic out of everybody here, I guess. But but no, I'm actually really looking forward to this. I was at first really looking forward to it. That teaser came out, I was like, okay, this doesn't look good. Then that second trailer came out, I was like, okay, I'm back on board with this. I really think this could be the best one since the original, hopefully, because Predator 2 is garbage, and Predators is it's decent at best. So hopefully maybe this one could be the best one in terms of the sequels. I really want it to be because Shane Black's a very talented filmmaker. I love a lot of his movies. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is great. Iron Man 3 is great. And The Nice Guys is probably my favorite out of those. So I am hoping that this movie could be really good. It does have I like the action in the trailer. I thought that was really good. The fact that there are two Predators seems really interesting to me. So I am really looking forward to this, and hopefully Shane Black could deliver on a really good movie.
All right, so the Predator in general, I know it seems like I'm not like dreading it or anything. I just don't really care about it all that much, and that's mainly because the other two films coming out on September 13th that I'm actually looking a lot more forward to, and especially the next one, that of course is A Simple Favor. All right, so A Simple Favor in general, I definitely, like when I first heard about this, I was very excited about it. Not just because Anna Kendrick's in it, but also because of the fact that it sounded really interesting to me. But I will say, yes, the fact that Anna Kendrick is in it does elevate it a lot, mainly because I feel like she's been doing some really shitty films lately, and she's not really been making that great of choices. And I'm hoping that this film finally does kind of turn her career around a bit. You know, I think this is much closer to what she needs to be doing. Her and Blake Lively look really great together. I'm interested in really getting into this story. Very good cast here. You know, Linda Cardellini, Andrew Rannells, Henry Golding from Crazy Rich Asians, Gene Smart. You know, a lot of really talented actors here. You know, yes, Paul Feig is directing it, and we'll see how that one does turn out. It's something that's a little bit not in his wheelhouse, but you guys know what I say. I always love it when a director does something that's a little bit daring and a little bit different from what they usually will do. So I'm interested in seeing what Paul Feig is going to do here. I heard that the book that this movie is based on isn't too good, but again, that doesn't really worry me all that much because they can always deviate from that, and we'll see the way that does turn out. But either way, I think this looks really good. I think this looks like a very interesting mystery overall. I think Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively look really good here. But I'm going to turn over to Double Nine, who I know isn't excited for this. So just go ahead.
Yeah, this looks fucking terrible to me. I found this trailer laughably bad, honestly. Like, now it did grasp my attention at first that Paul Feig was going to do a much more different film. You know, because like you, I like it when directors step out of their comfort zone, do something different. But this just doesn't look good to me. I found how that the trailer was executed, edited, like just it was handled was very bad. The acting seems very Lifetime-y to me. Honestly, this seems like a very bad rejected Lifetime thriller to me. That's just what it looks like. And that's a shame because I do like Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively a lot. But maybe the movie could be good. I do like a lot of Paul Feig's movies, but the trailer is just not doing anything for me. It just makes the movie seem really bad, to be honest.
All right, Jackson.
Mega oof. Okay, so yeah, I'm with you, Kevin. Like I'm interested in this film. I'm actually really interested in this one because you know, Anna Kendrick crushes aside. Like I could obviously just go on and on and on and on about you know.
She's my wife, by the way. Jackson.
Go fuck yourself. Also,
no, she's mine actually. She told me personally she wants to get a restraining order against you, but you know.
Well, what's more important is the fact that Paul Feig is directing this. And you know, I've had a little rough patch with him recently because I really like Bridesmaids. Didn't see The Heat, but I really like Spy also. Then he made fucking Ghostbusters. And, you know, because I'm a sexist, I really hated that film. So, you know, seeing him do this one, like, it's not another comedy. So it's like, okay, he's going to do something else. See, maybe he's trying to revitalize his own work, see if he can do other things besides just comedies, which is always great. And so far, I'm pretty interested. I like how the trailers are vague. Like, the trailer editing and music always has me intrigued. I like that style. As far as just, like, keeping everything, like, hidden away, because they don't have to show all the footage, because they can just have like a bunch of neat animations going on. So that's neat. That's a neat way of advertising the film, and I hope that's what gets people in. And I hope that it's just good in general. I'm a big fan of the two lead actresses and Linda Cardellini, and even I just saw Crazy Rich Asians the other day. The what's his name?
Henry Golding.
Yeah, Henry Golding. He was really good in that, so I'm sure he can be really good here too. I think what it's really gonna come down to overall is the execution. Because so far it looks like it's like a well shot movie. Like, it looks like the acting is pretty good so far from the little bits we've seen of it. I think what's really going to do it overall is the actual writing for the film and the direction, other than just nice cinematography shots. So overall, I'm still very interested, though. I'm a sucker for mysteries.
Yeah, I'm same here. Like I said, I'm very excited for this one. Hopefully this turns out better for him than that Play-Doh movie that he's doing next year. But either way, if you're looking forward to the favor, it does come out on September 13th. Honestly, much more excited for this one and the next one than I am the Predator, which Film Fan is going to introduce the next one.
All right, so the next movie we got here is White Boy Rick. White Boy Rick was a movie that I've heard about. I knew the trailer was out, but I never got to see it until we were doing the movie preview, so obviously I had to see it because I needed to give insight and shit. And I'm glad I finally saw it, because I'm really looking forward to this movie now. That trailer was really great. I don't really know much about this story, but after seeing this trailer, I want to see more about this story. The fact that a 15-year-old kid, like, became a big hustler and shit like that, like, that seems really interesting to me, and how this trailer plays out and how it's executed makes it look really fantastic. And this is probably maybe the movie I'm looking forward to the most now this month, honestly. Like, I want to see where this heads into. Like, the trailer really hooked me on this story, and now I want to see more. So, yeah, I can't wait to see this. This is probably, honestly, my most anticipated for the month.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you there. This is one of those trailers where at first I saw it, I thought, all right, this looks fine, but I keep seeing this trailer in theaters, and honestly, it's one of those trailers where the more I watched it, the more I really do get hyped for it. I think the cast here is phenomenal. Matthew McConaughey, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Bruce Dern, Piper Laurie. The main actor, Richie Merritt, looks really good here. I'm very interested in getting into his character. Not character, but, you know, he is based off a real life person. But what's interesting is I know they just made a documentary about this man, Rick person. I think is a very interesting individual overall. I think, like I said, Matthew McConaughey looks really good here. Just the story in general is very fascinating. The idea that he was like a hustler, but he was also an informant for the FBI, and he did this all at the age of 14. I'm very interested in getting into that story. The style here I really do like as well, and I really love the song in the trailer. Like, I feel like the Donna Summer song that was there really did elevate a lot of the tension and things like that. They did a very good job with that here. If it wouldn't be for one other movie coming out, which we will get to very soon, this would easily be my most anticipated of the month. Very excited to see how this one does turn out. I was a little bit worried about it for a little while. I'm not going to lie to you, because it was originally supposed to come out in January, and then it was supposed to come out in August. But now that's coming out in September, I'm really excited for it, and I am hoping that it turns out to be real good, because I do think it looks really good overall.
Yeah. I've seen this trailer a bunch whenever I go to the theater.
Yeah, same. Like, every movie I see.
Yeah, normally when I see the same trailer over and over, like, for example, Kin, which just came out, I've seen that trailer so many times. Every time it comes on, I'm like, oh,
Carrie Coon, why?
God damn it. Fucking leftover. Anyways, but every time they play the White Boy Rick trailer, I'm like, okay, yeah, this looks like a good movie, and I enjoy watching this trailer. Because so far, the story looks very interesting. It's one that I hadn't heard of before, and it seems like they can get a lot out of it to make a movie out of. So, you know, might as well go for it. And it looks like they actually made something really special here. The acting all looks very good. McConaughey also, like, of course, he's a fucking god, but everyone else is also looking very good, especially the main guy who plays White Boy Rick. He seems very good so far too. And just overall, I'm very interested to see it. The directing style for like going back to the film we mentioned earlier, Blaze. This is a low budget kind of little, not, I wouldn't say like strictly independent, but it's a little bit more like smaller scale film that doesn't have mustard smeared all over it. So that's good. It actually looks visually appealing and like a movie I actually want to watch. Like there's actual skill behind the camera because it's not a first timer. But yeah, and so yeah, like I'm really interested in it. Story looks neat. Can't wait to find out more about it. And I will agree with you, Kevin. The song in it is very good to listen to also. I'm a big fan of the song that they play in that trailer. Good song overall.
First of all, fuck you. But if you are looking forward to White Boy Rick, it does come out on September 13th. Pardon my speech impediments there. I have problems with saying words that end with a G. I don't know why, but I just do. But either way, if you are looking forward to White Boy Rick, does come out on September 13th. Now we get to the film that everyone, and everyone is so hyped for this one, especially Jackson, who is so excited to introduce this faith-based film. I know he's very excited for.
Hey, Kevin.
What?
If your mom's if your mom's vagina were a video game, it'd be rated E for everyone.
Oh, God.
I messed it up, but that's fine because this movie's gonna mess up our entire lives. It's called Unbroken Path to Jesus.
Path to Jesus.
That's the title.
Yes.
I remember I was sitting in a theater, right? I forget which movie it was. But I was sitting there, and I was waiting for the trailers, and all of a sudden I see this one I hadn't seen before, and I was like, "What's this? Like, oh, a continuation of another story? Is this a sequel? I don't know what this is." And then all of a sudden, they start talking about God, and then it keeps going and going, and then it ends with Unbroken Path to Redemption. I'm like, "Oh my God, this is the PureFlix like sequel to the Angelina Jolie movie from like a couple years ago." Oh my God, no. From what I understand, I think the majority of this film is entirely made up. Which is,
it is.
Which seems very insensitive since the last movie was like entirely true, and PureFlix got their hand. This is PureFlix, right? This is a PureFlix film, right?
Yeah, it is. But what's interesting about it is even though it's PureFlix, I'm pretty sure like the main actor is like directly related to the man that both of these movies are based on.
Jesus Christ. So
he has some sort of relation to them.
Netflix has taken hold of this true story and they're going to Jesus it up, which is a great thing because I'm a big fan of Jesus preaching in my movies. God's Not Dead and God's Not Dead 2 and God's Not Dead 3 are all masterpieces.
I haven't seen any of them.
I'm fine with saying that. I'm an atheist, but like if you bring up religion in movies, like I think there's a good way of handling it. Like First Reformed was a recent film that handled religion well, and there's a couple other ones that I'm too lazy to think of right now. But whenever it's fucking PureFlix, like no, they're just so manipulative and so despicable with their messages. It's like, God damn it, you're why Christians get a bad rap because you're just always acting like if you aren't a Christian, then you're an evil person and all this dumb shit. And I just hate it. It looks cheap, and I don't like that they're taking a sequel to a film that I'm sure barely anyone even really remembers, and they're just going to make
Except for me because I own the Blu-ray.
Oh, there it is. I guess technically this is my least anticipated because I'm just not going to see it. Technically, if I'm not going to see it, then it's my least anticipated.
Well, you know what? Now that you said that, I'm going to make it like a shock and awe. I'm going to make you watch it.
Oh my God, no. So yeah. Wait, you know what? I just got an email from PureFlix. They're saying they're going to burn down my house if I don't praise this film. So I'm really excited for Unbroken Path to Redemption. I'm very excited. It looks very good. Just like
he praised the Emoji Movie after it being on his bad films list. Just remember that, folks.
Your mom's vagina is a video game, and it's rated for everyone.
Oh my God!
It's the end of my statement.
Anyway, Unbroken, Path to Redemption. I don't care about this movie at all. The only thing I know is that my dad owns the Blu-ray. I guess I have a reason to do an own it, never fucking seen it for it at some points. It's a thing. It exists. I don't know how this exists. I don't know how this is legal. I don't think they talked to Angelina Jolie or anyone, but it's coming out. Cool. There's the only actor I recognize is fucking David DeLuise, who the last thing I saw him in was fucking Pup Star World Tour. So another great decision from him. But other than that, this looks emotionally manipulative as fuck. I'm all for, you know, good religious films and things like that, but there's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. And a way to do it is like, I can only imagine, where like you can talk about God and things like that, but it's not like everything that's going on. A way to, this just feels like they're taking everything about Unbroken and they're just trying to add this like religious element to it, and it just didn't really need to be there. That's all I really got to say about it. Looks dumb. Only reason it's on here is because Jackson was so infuriated about it. I actually wasn't even planning on us talking about it, but Jackson was so pissed off. I'm like, gotta put it on here. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Looks like shit.
Why the fuck is this a thing? Like, I never seen Unbroken, but that movie didn't look like something that needed a sequel. So why is this happening? They're just G's it the fuck up. That's all they're doing. I've got nothing else to say but that. It just looks bad. What the fuck?
All right. So if you're looking forward to Unbroken Path of Redemption, which I don't think many people are.
If you are a Christian watching this.
I don't even think people know this thing exists, but it does come out on September 14th. So yeah, see it, I guess, whatever. I saw the trailer once, and yeah. Anyway, now we get to a film that I actually am excited for, and that is a Nick Cage film that actually does look pretty good, and that is Mandy. All right, so Mandy overall, yes, it is a Nick Cage film, and a lot of people would be like, oh, instant guilty pleasure, but no, I actually do think this one does look really good. It has a really great visual style to it. I don't know why Caden's here.
I'm bored.
Oh, hi.
I'm literally not going to say anything. I'm just going to
Nice of you to join us.
I'm just bored. I'm sorry.
Wow. Mandy, I think, looks really good. It has a really nice visual style to it. Kind of gives me a like David Lynchian vibe, which is always a plus in my book. Nicolas Cage, I actually think, looks really good here. Looks like he's really embracing this role. I'm sure he'll have like a freak out scene, but it looks like in this film, they're actually taking it somewhat seriously. There actually is a good story going on here. Andrea Riseborough is in as well. I've actually heard really great things about this one. I've heard some people say it's like one of the best movies of the year. So I'm really excited for this one overall. I think this could be a really different film for Nick Cage, and I'm hoping that's exactly what it turns out to be. So yeah, sign me up. I'm definitely down for this one.
This looks interesting to say the least. This was definitely not what I expected it to be. But it has my interest. Nicolas Cage, if given the right material, he can actually be a really good actor. Like, not just like, over the top. He can actually be a really good actor. And maybe, hopefully, this could be one of those roles for him. And I am very interested to see where it could go. I really like the color palette a lot with this, too. Like, the vibe that is going with this is quite interesting, to say the least. So, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this movie, and hopefully it's really good.
I must have had a different experience overall, because I was watching the trailer, right? And then all of a sudden, I feel like something kicked my system, and I started to trip a lot of balls, And I just started seeing a lot of weird shit in the trailer, you know what I'm saying? It looks very strange to me.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like it could be a lot of fun, Like the visuals look great, like cinematography and color palette and all this shit. Like, it looks great. And Nick Cage, it really does look like this could be a good role for him. It seems like he's gonna really go for it. I'm sure there's definitely gonna be at least 15 Nicolas Cage freakouts. It just seems like that kind of movie for him, and honestly, I'm all for it. Overall, it just looks like it looks a little bit more style over substance, but the substance is like fine enough where you can like watch it and not really ask for like more out of it. Like, you're fine with what you're watching. At least that's what I hope. So yeah, overall, like, I didn't know what this movie was at first. All I knew was that it was a Nick Cage movie, and it's like all I knew was that picture of him.
Yeah.
But now that I've seen the trailer, because you forced me to, because of this movie preview, now I'm actually looking forward to this. So thank you.
All right, so yeah, twice in a row, I've been able to get Jackson interested in a movie that he didn't even know existed. You know, we did once with 8th grade, did it once with Mandy. I would say that's an accomplishment. If you are looking forward to Mandy, it does come out on September 13th. I believe it's not going to be on like streaming until like October 30th, I believe, but definitely check this one out. I'm hearing really good things about it. Now we get to a film that I know Jackson's actually interested in, surprisingly. I know this is very surprising that we're actually getting to a movie that all of us do care about, and Double Nine's going to introduce it.
And that movie is Lizzie. All right. Yeah, quite surprisingly, this trailer kind of interests me a bit. I actually liked how this was building up. I really liked the music to it too. Like, yeah. I actually liked how they implemented music into this. It just really built towards the suspense of the trailer. And, you know, I had no idea what this movie was, but now I actually kind of have an interest in seeing it now. I really like Kristen Stewart. I really like who's the other girl? I forgot her name.
Chloe Sevigny. Chloe Sevigny.
Chloe Sevigny. I really like her too. They're both very good actresses. So hopefully they're really good in the movie. So yeah, I actually have some interest in this. The trailer really took me by surprise, and now I'm actually kind of looking forward to this.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that one as well. I think this looks really great, honestly. Kristen Stewart has been knocking out of the park lately, I think. I think every single film she does, she seems to get progressively better for me. Still waiting for her to give that, like, Oscar-nominated performance. I don't think this film will be that quite on that level, but I do think this is going to be really good. The Lizzie Borden character has always been a fascinating figure for me. I didn't watch the Lifetime movie that came out, which I heard was actually pretty good with Christina Ricci. I know there was like a series 2 that I heard was pretty good, but just the idea of like someone who in like the 1800s, you know, she killed like her entire family and she went on trial for it. And like, we don't really know the motivation. It's kind of one of those like what if films. Like I've heard a lot of people say that, sure, they're kind of fictionalizing a lot of stuff, but like, I don't really know why that's a big deal here. I think that's actually a kind of a cool, like what if scenario. Like what if this is the reason she could have done it? Because the motive is kind of unknown. Like there are different theories that go on as to why she did it, but I think this looks really good overall. Kristen Stewart and Chloe Sevigny look like they have very good chemistry, really good cast here. The director of this film, I'm trying to see what else he did. He did Channel Zero, which I enjoyed for the like 4 episodes I saw of it. But yeah, I do think this looks really good overall. Oh, he also did The Boy, if you guys enjoyed that one. But yeah, we'll see how this one does turn out. I think this looks really good overall. Very good cast, and I'm hoping that it does not disappoint. And yeah. And there are 2 Jacksons. And now there's 1.
Yay, I'm back.
There were 2
Are
of
you
you.
done yet, Kevin?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, great. Lizzie looks very good. I know a little bit about the main character for
Lizzie Borden.
Yes, her. But seeing this trailer, it's like they're gonna really go for the deep the psychology of her mindset. At least I hope so. And that part's really intriguing to me. It's always great to get inside the mind of a killer, at least. So I'm very interested. I'm very interested. And Chloe Sevigny looks like she's gonna deliver her best performance since #horror, which is one of my favorite films ever, and I can't wait to talk about it for Halloween. But that's besides the point. Just looks like a really well-made film about this interesting killer who maybe had an interesting motivation to do what she did, at least, and an interesting aftermath also. And it looks like she and Kristen Stewart are also gonna have some good chemistry and good scenes with each other. So overall, it looks very intriguing to me. So I'm curious and I want to see it.
All right, so Lizzie, if you are excited for it, it does come out on. Oh, there's an echo because there's 2 of you. So I gotta.
Damn, that sucks.
I gotta hide one of you, but I don't know which one is which.
Okay, it's the one that has the volume.
But they both have volumes.
No, they don't. No, only one of them did.
Oh, I hid the wrong one. Okay.
Good job, Kevin. You fuckface.
Show and brought. There we go. We're good now. Okay.
I'm alive.
Yeah.
Right, now there's not an echo, but if you are looking forward to Lizzie, it does come out on September 13th. Very excited to see how this one turns out. Now this one. Okay, so there's been some movies on here that I've made Jackson watch the trailer for, and he's been kind of pissed about it. This one, he doesn't have to blame me for because he brought this one on himself, and now he has to have the misfortune of introducing it.
This film is called Toy Story 4: The Toy Box.
Yes.
Toy Story 3.5.
So this is a new horror film about I guess this group of people go out in an RV and they get kind of lost out in the middle of nowhere, and then it's kind of hard to tell, but I guess they're going suspicious of each other. Maybe they're trying to kill each other. It just looks really messed up overall. And gosh darn it, I was talking about earlier. And I mentioned straight to Netflix kind of horror movies. This looks like one of them, but Jesus Christ, it looks amazing. I can't wait to watch this. This looks like the perfect kind of horror film for me to laugh at. Jesus. The acting is so superb, like straight from a Lifetime movie. I can't wait. The moments of tension, I hope, are just so flat and dull that I can just laugh at everything. I'm just so excited to watch this unwrap. But like for countless other films, and even horror films, I hope this is a new classic film for us.
Oh yes,
I hope so as well, because I'm all for a good guilty pleasure, but I don't know, this one just I really hated this trailer. Honestly, I thought it was obnoxious. I thought it was annoying. The editing looks so bad here. It's giving me like. It reminded me of like Slender Man, like how awfully edited that film was. It reminded me very much of the editing of that film. The acting, like I said, looks absolutely atrocious. I don't even know like what's even going on in this trailer. That's how awfully edited it is. Again, maybe it'll be like a guilty pleasure that we laugh at and enjoy, but honestly, this trailer just made me kind of angry and really annoyed me. So I don't know. We'll see how this one turns out, but I really wish I didn't put this on the list, honestly.
This looks pretty bad. We watched the trailer last night together, and I couldn't tell what the fuck was going on because the editing was so fucking bad with it. I mean, they got Denise Richards in here, so she'll tell you how bad the movie's gonna be. Cause yeah, yeah, this looks pretty bad. Yeah, I really got nothing else to say besides that, to be honest with this.
Yeah, so if you are of the majority that's looking forward to the Toy Box, which most of you are like, what the fuck is this movie? It does come out on September 13th. Thank Jackson Fulcher here for letting me know about this movie's existence.
You're welcome.
But going back to films that nobody gives a shit about, we have another film that I'm sure so many people are hyped for. And that is the Julianne Moore Oscar-worthy film, Bel Canto. All right, so Bel Canto. The only reason this movie's here is because it has Julianne Moore, who I think is a very promising actress, and it has Kent Watanabe, who is also a very good actor. But this film really looks pretty bad. It looks honestly really dumb. It looks boring as hell. I was honestly really bored throughout most of the trailer, and singing can stop disasters or whatever. Whatever. Just go ahead, guys. I got nothing to say about this one. It looks dumb.
It looks really, 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 really dumb. I like both of the actors in here really a lot. I love Julianne Moore.
Oh, yeah.
I really like Ken Watanabe. So, yeah, the fact that they're in this, it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, it just does not look good. Singing can stop disasters. What the fuck? Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but this looks like the most historically accurate film ever made. Yeah, like for a while I was like, okay, this is based on a real thing because I was on Wikipedia, and I guess this movie's based off of a book, which is based off an actual event. And I was like, okay, like it's an actual like hostage crisis or whatever. Let's see how it can play out. But when I was watching the trailer, I was just like, this is just a little. It just seems really flat, really Oscar baity to me. Then all of a sudden, it gets to the ending when the one guy's like, your voice is so powerful and beautiful that it can stop people from going to war with each other. I was like, motherfucker, say what? on her standing on the balcony about to do the opera stuff, and it's like, you are not actually going to do that, right? The only way the movie could actually redeem itself for that is if she's about to sing and then she gets shot and she falls off. It's like, oh, I guess singing.
Oh, you just spoiled the ending of the movie. What the fuck, Jack?
That happens? Oh no. But yeah, it looks really stupid for a movie that's about an actual event. I don't think it's actually based on real people in it, though. Or this is really exaggerated personas of those people, at least. Because no, I don't think anyone on this planet Earth would say singing has the power to stop people from literally about to go to war with each other, like right outside this building. Like, no one would say that. No.
It sounds like a twist in like a really bad like Disney Channel movie.
Yeah, like Descendants 3. Which will come out eventually. But yeah, it looks really dumb for a movie that's about a true event. This looks a little distasteful too. Yeah, I don't fucking care about singing. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, again, if you guys wanted realism in this film, you should have rethought casting Renee Fleming as the singer for Julianne Moore, because that in itself is hilarious.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Is anyone going to mention singing?
What? You're like cutting in and out real bad.
Dang it.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
Is anyone going to mention how Julianne Moore is definitely singing and is not being dubbed?
Oh, yeah, definitely not. She's definitely not being dubbed at all, like I just alluded to. But if you are looking forward to Bel Canto, it does come out on September 13th. Nobody cares about this movie. Now we're going to move on to another, I think, sort of kind of promising week. Maybe we'll see. This is a film that I actually am looking forward to, and I think we'll all kind of collectively agree on this one, and Double Nine's going to introduce it.
The new Eli Roth horror film, not really. The House with the Clock and its Walls. Like we were talking about earlier, I like it when directors step out of their comfort zone, and this seems like another one of those cases. Eli Roth is making a children's film. This should be very interesting, to say the least. I'm not the hugest fan of Eli Roth, but this seems very different from the usual stuff he makes. And I am interested to see where it goes. I really like the visual presentation of this. Jack Black is basically Doctor Strange in this, and I can't wait to see that. I love Jack Black. He's one of my favorites. Kate Blanchett's great too. So I am interested to see where this can go, and hopefully maybe Eli Roth can actually make a good movie for once. So hopefully that will happen.
Yeah, this film, I've only seen one Eli Roth film, that's Death Wish. I haven't seen any of his other stuff because I don't want to. But yeah, I actually think this looks really good. It looks very creative. It looks like it's actually a really good kids film. The film's also produced by Steven Spielberg, and I'm definitely getting that vibe here. And I think that's going to be one of the things that does elevate this film overall. Eli Roth is definitely a strange choice. But again, the only thing we've seen him do are torture, overly violent films. So the fact that he is kind of stepping out of his comfort zone a little bit and doing something that's not really in his wheelhouse, I am actually really excited to see. Jack Black obviously looks really great here. He dominates pretty much any film he's in. Kate Blanchett, I love the little banter that they have going on. Owen Vaccaro looks like he's going to do a really good job. Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I'm hoping this is one of the better films of this month for sure, because there isn't a lot coming out that I'm excited for, but hopefully this is one of them.
Yeah. It looks like a really fun movie to me, honestly. I haven't seen a lot of Eli Roth movies. I've only seen one, which is Cabin Fever, which I wasn't too big on. But this one actually looks like it could be really perfect for families. It looks pretty fun. The special effects look pretty good too. Jack Black is a really good actor, so I can't wait to see him in this role, and Kate Blanchett working with him, which is such an odd pairing, but they made it happen, so that's great. Even the kid actor seems like he's doing a good job too. It just looks like a really fun, adventure-filled family film, okay? And that's all we need, okay? That's all we need from Eli Roth, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so if you are looking forward to House with the Clock and its Walls, it does come out on September 21st. Hoping this one really does surprise me. However, why are you back? That's still not the film that I am looking forward to. Why are you back?
I don't know. I'm waiting.
For what?
To talk about Smallfoot.
Oh, okay. But that film does come out on September 21st. But it is actually not the film that I am most excited for coming out that week or that month, because we actually have my most anticipated film coming out that month, which Jackson unfortunately has to introduce.
Oh, you wanted me to introduce another terrible film. I see how it is.
Yes. As revenge for talking about the toy box.
Piece of shit. This is The Sisters Brothers. Okay, so The Sisters Brothers is about the brothers whose last name are sisters. You have John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix, which is a pairing I thought I'd never see before, but that's pretty fantastic. It seems like so far they have good comedic chemistry with each other. It seems like they're going to work with each other very well. I'm hoping their characters are really fleshed out and really rich. But also, Jake Gyllenhaal and Riz Ahmed are in the film, and they look like they're having good roles to play. And the movie looks really funny too. Like, it's set out in the West in a really gritty place, but it looks like they've worked in some really great comedy, not in a terrible way like Seth MacFarlane did. So I'm really looking forward to it. It looks really well directed. It looks like it's got a great script, great actors. Couldn't be more excited for it.
Yeah, I think this looks absolutely incredible. This is one of those trailers that came out of nowhere for me. I remember I saw Sorry to Bother You, and I'm like, I saw this and I was like, what the hell is this? Like, it starts off and it's like, hey, this is the Sisters Brothers. And I'm like, what's this movie? Then I see the cast and it says John C. Reilly, Joaquin Phoenix, Jake Gyllenhaal, Riz Ahmed, and Rutger Hauer. And that's all I really need to know. The cast in general has me super excited for it. You guys know my favorite movie of the year is You Were Never Really Here. That has Joaquin Phoenix, who has absolutely been, he's one of the best working today, honestly, and I'm hoping he really does kill it here as well. I love the sort of Coen Brothers type humor that's going on. I think that's really great. I'm not the hugest fan of Westerns, but this looks like one that I could really get into. I think the pairing of the two looks spot on. I think this is one of those films that a lot of people don't know is really coming out. Unfortunately, I have not heard too many people talk about this one. It's directed by someone who doesn't really have that much credits. He's done more like French films and things like that, but I'm excited to see what he does do here overall, what he does bring to the table. I think this looks really great. Every time I see the trailer, I get more and more hype for it. The Tainted Love in the background, I thought really did go well with the vibe of the trailer. I really enjoyed that a lot. This film just looks a lot of fun. It looks incredibly well acted, and I'm really hoping this is one of those films, like I said, that comes out, a lot of people know it's coming out, and then it starts getting all this buzz, and I really hope that's what this turns out like. It looks like a Quentin Tarantino, like a hybrid like Quentin Tarantino and Coen Brothers, and I'm hoping that's exactly what it turns out to be. Without a doubt, my most anticipated of the month. Can't wait to see this one.
This just looks like a fun Western, man. Man, just the combat. Like you said, I thought I would never see this pairing of Joaquin Phoenix and John C. Reilly, but it surprisingly looked like it will work very, very well. I like the two a lot. I really do like them a lot as actors. To see them pair up together is going to be really great. Seeing Jake Gyllenhaal in this will be great as well. So I can't wait to see how this is done. I thought the trailer was really, really well done, in my opinion. And I hope that this is just a fun, Western.
All right, so Life Itself, I mean, not Life Itself, I'm stupid.
Oh, my God.
All right, so The Sisters Brothers, if you are looking forward to it, it does come out on September 21st. Nationwide, actually, which I'm really hoping this does get a lot of love, because like I said, I have not heard too many people talk about this one. Also coming out, though, on September 21st is a film that I don't really care about all that much, but it is coming out, and that is Life Itself. All right, so Life Itself has a really good cast. Oscar Isaac, Olivia Wilde, Olivia Cook, Antonio Banderas, and Annette Bening. It's from Dan Fogelman, who did This Is Us, who does This Is Us and things like that. But in general, I don't know. This film just looks a little too hokey. It's not really doing much for me. The trailer in general, it just didn't really impress me all that much. I don't really think it looks bad necessarily, but fine. I can definitely tell this is behind the guy who did This Is Us, which I personally think is a little bit overrated. I do enjoy it overall. I just don't think it's the amazing show that everyone says it is. But I do think that this looks all right. I think the cast is really going to elevate it overall. But just for me, the trailer just did not really do much of anything for me. I'm much more excited for the other two films that we just talked about. But we'll see how this one turns out. Maybe it could be good.
You know, I actually kind of liked the trailer. I think I kind of liked what was going for it in it and stuff like that. I thought it was interesting to say the least. I've never seen This Is Us, so I can't really judge on the maker's previous work. But the trailer did leave me with some intrigue, and it can be really hokey. I will admit, it can be like really cheesy and stuff like that, but it does have my interest a bit.
Jackson.
Huh?
Life Itself.
Oh shit, you cut out for me. Okay. But I don't watch that. I've seen Crazy Stupid Love though, and I think that's a phenomenal movie. This trailer left me a little underwhelmed though. From that guy who made one of my favorite rom-coms. This doesn't really look all that good. It seems like he's going for a similar approach, which is like have like this family, but make it so you're focusing on like the parents at one point, then Oscar Isaac, and then the young child, and all this. Like, I don't really. It doesn't seem like there's much going on that's new or that fresh. And of course, this movie could completely surprise everyone, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem that way from the looks of the trailer. Obviously, the actors can elevate anything they want to if they're that good. But I think at the end of the day, once you see the movie, you could be like, yeah, the acting's really good, but that script, it's not the greatest. I'm sure this will please like I'm predicting that this movie could please like a lot of people that don't see a lot of movies, and they're like, oh yeah, that was actually maybe
the older crowd, you know.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah,
like that. I remember you alluded to like that one theater that plays like indie films, you know, that one. Like, yeah.
It'd be good. It could be just like book club, which is just fine, but it's definitely more for elderly people.
Mm-hmm. So
Life Itself is a great documentary.
Yes, if you guys go on Fandango, it might say that your theater is playing this movie. It's not the Roger Ebert one, just so you know. They are not releasing the Roger Ebert one in theaters on September 21st. They are, in fact, releasing this film. If you want to see it, it comes out that day. There you go. Now FilmFan has to introduce this film that looks like absolute shit, so just go ahead.
Hey, Assassination Nation. Hey. This doesn't even look like a movie. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, this looks bad. The dialogue, oof, just, oh my God, the dialogue in this trailer. Jesus Christ. Okay, there was one line that did make me laugh, and the one guy was like, I really hate the fucking internet. Okay, that made me laugh a bit, but everything else was just fucking terrible. I could, like, this just, what? Bella Thorne's a god-awful actress.
Yes.
Like, why? Everyone seems like they're just hamming it the fuck up in this, and, it might please some people, I don't know, like maybe college frat kids and shit, but like anything but that. I really don't see anybody really enjoying this movie that much. This just looks really terrible. Also, the editing was really bad with this trailer too. Like, I'm not looking forward to this at all. This just seems like, we need to make shock for the sake of shock and shit, and social commentary for the sake of social commentary and shit about the internet. Yeah, it just looks bad.
Yeah, I was really let down by this trailer, to be honest, because the teaser that came out actually really intrigued me. Like, I thought, okay, what caused this town to, erupt into utter chaos? What really happened there? How did this, why is this girl saying this? Who is this girl? All that kind of stuff. And then this trailer dropped, and to me, this just looks like sort of like a high school version of like a Purge movie. Like, that's really what this looks like here. You have this hacker, and you have these girls that are going after him, and that's why the town like explodes into complete violence. this looks really dumb, honestly. And there are some actors I really do like obviously Bill Skarsgård. I'm excited to see what he does here. Of course, you know, Joel McHale can go either way for me, but Coleman Domingo, and Nika Noni Rose. But then you have people like Bella Thorne, who, especially in films like this, usually is one of the worst things about it. I've literally only liked her in one movie, and that's The Dove. Other than that, I really even liked her in much of anything. But yeah, this looks really bad, honestly. And I was really surprised. I thought for sure this could be something really good. I've heard a lot of people say good things about this, but to me, I think this is going to be like maybe a baby. Honest, I don't think it's going to be as bad as The Babysitter, but I think it's going to be similar to that, in which people say like, oh, it's really great satire or whatever. And I just find it really obnoxious and annoying. Like, that's really what this seems like to me. And I don't know. I mean, I know people really like this trailer, but I'm not seeing it. I think this looks really bad, honestly.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kevin. Like when the teaser came out, I didn't know what the plot was. So I was just thinking like, okay, this looks like small town purge movie kind of. Then the full trailer came out. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
It's about the fucking internet again. It's another hashtag horror. Yeah, it does not look very good. It looks very irritating to me. It looks like they're going to really go for all the annoying high school character tropes that I'm just not a big fan of. And granted, I can understand what the intention is, like to show people at their worst and all that, but it just, I don't know if that's, I don't know if the approach in this film is where they should be going with that. So it just looks like a really annoying, and like about as annoying as any other Purge film, basically. I'm not looking forward to it.
Except it's not directed by John DeMarco, I think his name is. James DeMonico. There we go. It's not directed by him. I'd be surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's behind it, but it's actually not.
You know who's directing Assassination Nation?
Let me see. Sam Levinson. He did that HBO movie, The Wizard of Lies, which I heard was pretty good. He did something
that too. I don't know what he's doing with this though, because it doesn't look like good at all.
He had a something called Another Happy Day. He was a screenwriter on that. I don't know. He's the first-time director that's, actually, no, he's not. He was a director on that Another Happy Day movie. But I don't know. If you are looking forward to it, it does come out on September 21st. And enjoy that. But now we go back to Jackson, who, once again, is very excited to talk about another really great film that is coming out in September.
Oh, fuck. I had to introduce something really good, and now I have to do something terrible. It's called Little Italy. This film stars my favorite actor, Anakin Skywalker, and Emma Roberts. It's about like Emma Roberts has like Italian families or whatever the fuck, and like her family's feuding with Hayden Christensen's, I guess, but then they fall in love. Basically Romeo and Juliet for Italians. It just looks really unfunny. The chemistry between Hayden and Emma just doesn't seem there, and it just looks really cliched in general and really generic. It's really one that I'm not looking forward to the most out of a lot of these films, because I was just watching it and I was just like, God, it's irritating me so much. It does not look like a film that would click with me per se.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing with this trailer is that I remember seeing it, that it was originally supposed to come to theaters, and now it's suddenly not anymore. It's not a Netflix movie, but it's one of those like VOD films. But just in general, this really does not look good at all. It's unfortunate because I just watched Emma Roberts give a really great performance in that Who Are We Now movie, which is one of the most overlooked films of the year for sure. I very much recommend that one. But in general, I think this looks really just whatever. I don't really have, too much to say about this one, but yeah, that's really it. It looks kind of dumb, but yeah.
This movie looks like something this show came out in like 2005 or some shit.
Yeah.
This does not look like a 2019 movie. What the fuck? Like, yeah, I'm not really looking forward to it either. This just looks awkward, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Hayden Christensen, Emma Roberts seem like they have no chemistry with each other. Like, it just doesn't seem like it's there. I didn't really laugh at any of the jokes, to be honest. And it just looks like another just typical rom-com and whatever. Like, I just am not looking forward to it. It just kind of just doesn't look interesting.
Yeah, so Little Italy, if you are excited for it, which I don't think many people are.
For me to come on the worst months, you fuckface.
I mean, you're the one who I don't fucking know.
I mean, you kicked me out and you replaced him with him, so.
Well, yeah. It does come out on September 21st. If any of you care about it, but now we get to another film that comes out on September 21st that I actually do think looks pretty good, and that is Colette. All right, so Colette, this is another one that I don't think many people know too much about. It has Keira Knightley. It looks pretty good, I think. I don't think it looks amazing or anything, but I do think it looks pretty solid. Like I said, Keira Knightley looks really good here. The plot is one of those, like, you know, she's kind of like denied her voice and she's trying to like reclaim it or whatever. And, you know, I think it looks interesting overall. I've heard really good things about it and I don't have a ton to say. I just think it looks pretty solid and we'll see how this one does turn out. So, yeah.
I mean, it kind of just seems like another one of those historical piece kind of movies. Keira Knightley's kind of addicted to doing those type of films, it seems like, which isn't a bad thing, but she seems like she could give a really good performance. I like her a lot as an actress. So, yeah. You know, maybe that could be the highlight of the film, but just the film as a whole isn't grabbing me. But I'm interested to see it mostly for her because I do like her a lot as an actress. And usually these type of roles are the best for her. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good, I guess. Like I guess going back to what I've said about a couple other movies, it definitely looks very awards baity to me. Mm. Which obviously they won't get, but it looks like Keira Knightley's really doing a good job with the performance, and whoever's playing her husband, he looks very good also. I think they're setting up a really interesting dynamic. I don't know anything about this real life story, so yeah, if I do see the movie, then it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But it's just from the trailer, just even though I'm interested, I would be interested if you just started playing it. If you asked me, like, do you want to watch Colette? I'd be like, not really. You know what I mean? It's not one of those movies that, it's not a based on a true story movie that instantly grabs at you like, oh, I want to see that. It's just kind of one where you're like, I mean, maybe one day. But I will give it this. It does look better than whatever that thing coming out in November is starring Keira Knightley, so.
That is true. Yeah, so Colette, if you are looking forward, does come out on September 21st. And now we get to another film that was originally supposed to come out, I believe, in December, and now it's coming out in September, and FilmFan's going to introduce it.
It's called I Think We're Alone Now.
I think we're alone now.
Doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Strangers Prayer at Night.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right, now. 80s soft rock, now. But I mean, I will say, it does have my interest a little bit. The trailer was kind of but I will admit, it does kind of have my interest in a way, because I do like Peter Dinklage a lot as an actor. And this storyline with him, like, trying to hide bodies and shit, and, you know, it kind of seemed interesting. But, you know, the movie as a whole isn't necessarily grabbing me, but I am interested to see what Peter Dinklage could do in it, because I do like him a lot as an actor, and Elle Fanning's really good too. So I would be interested to see what she could do as well.
All right, so I'm going to be real with you. I actually didn't see this trailer for a good reason, because I heard a lot of this movie is just Peter Dinklage in a library, and he's like all by himself. It's one of those kind of movies where I believe like an apocalypse happens or something like that, and he's all alone. And then Elle Fanning like gradually, eventually comes into it. But I didn't want to watch the trailer because I don't really want to know too much going into it. Really like Peter Dinklage, really like Elle Fanning. I think this could be really good. Don't have too much to say because, like I said, I didn't watch the trailer. So go ahead, Jackson.
Yeah. I saw this trailer, unlike Kevin. Apparently it spoils a lot. Apparently I couldn't really tell that much. It looks pretty interesting, though, because I really like Peter Dinklage. He's a great actor. And Elle Fanning. It's Elle Fanning, right? It's that one, right? Okay. Okay.
Yes, not Dakota. Elle.
There's like 15 different Fannings, but Elle's a good actress. So it looks like this will be a good role for her. Hopefully, better than How to Talk to Girls at Parties. But the story looks interesting. I think those two in particular will have an interesting dynamic. I don't really have that much to say. Like, not that it looks like bland or anything, but just I don't really have that much else to say about it other than I like the 2 stars, and I think they're in an interesting world, and hopefully the directing and writing and everything else is up to par with that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to say the least. I didn't know it existed, but thanks to Kevin making me watch these trailers, God damn it, I know it exists now. So thanks.
Woo! All right, so I think we're alone now. If you're excited for it, it does come out on September 21st. Speaking of movies that Jackson is very excited for, we get to the next film that is coming out that I know he is extremely excited to introduce.
It's called Night School. So Night School is another Kevin Hart movie, and with Tiffany Haddish this time. And this is from the director of Girls Trip, right?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe I'm going to give it some hope. Maybe it'll be decent like Girls Trip, but from what they're showing, it just looks like another typical Kevin Hart vehicle that just doesn't look that funny to me. Like, I really like Tiffany Haddish in Girls Trip, but here just I don't know. Just I don't really think she's shaping up to be all that funny in this one. And I know she's got like 16 million other movies coming out and all these different commercials and shit. Like she's like actually going places now, which is great. But in this one, it just looks like she's really irritating to me. And Kevin Hart also seems like that too. Like he's doing the same thing he always does in other Kevin Hart movies, and I can't stand it. I can't stand it, Flake. And just it just looks like another really cheaply made comedy film. Well, let me back up a bit. Not entirely cheap. Like Adam Sandler makes really cheap comedy films, obviously. So this looks, I guess you could say this.
Not Sandy Wexler, but okay.
Right. But this looks a little bit better, like production value wise, than something like that, like a Jack and Jill or something like that. But just it still seems like they're going for like the most annoying jokes that they possibly can. It seems like they're relying a lot on the improv of Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
And it seems like a lot of the jokes that they were coming up with just really aren't that sticking. Every time I see that trailer now, I just keep getting really, really annoyed with it. It's just I'm a big hater on a lot of comedies. Like I like to enjoy comedies, but there's a lot that I just really can't stand. And
there's a lot that are bad.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Night School looks like another one of those where I'm gonna have to sit there and I'm gonna be miserable. But of course, I will be somewhat hopeful because my boy, the Oscar winner Rob Riggle, is in it.
Yeah,
Oscar winner for Midnight Sun.
Hell yeah!
Maybe he'll deliver.
He'll get one for both of them.
Yeah, you're right.
Even though he was supposed to be in 8th grade, according to my Letterboxd review.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just not looking forward to this. I think this is definitely the one. I'm not seeing Unbroken, so I can't count that as least anticipated because I can't not anticipate something I'm not seeing, I guess. So this
even
is
though I'm going to make you watch it.
Anticipated. No, I'm not watching Unbroken. But Night School is my least anticipated of the month. I can't not wait to never see this film until I see it.
All right, so what?
I don't even know what I just said there. I hope it made sense.
Yeah, I did. Don't worry about it. I did.
Oh, okay.
Than anything Film Fan says, but anyway.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, so Night School. Here's the thing with this movie. It has Kevin Hart, an actor that I do really enjoy a lot of the time. And it has Tiffany Haddish, an actress that, to be honest, I really liked in Girls Trip and thought she was really funny. But since then, I've just been really annoyed by her. Like, I feel like they're just giving her the same material to work with in every single movie and just do the same shtick that she did in Uncle Drew. And I think she's a much more talented actress than that. We'll see, but I really don't think she's that good here either. And it's by Malcolm D. Lee, who I really loved Girls Trip a lot. I think he's a really great comedic director. But yeah, this film just isn't really doing it for me. Like, I wouldn't say I'm like dreading it or anything, but it doesn't look good. Like, the jokes fall incredibly flat. Kevin Hart, once again, he's just playing that guy who's not very tough, who is screaming a lot, and he's doing that shame shtick. And then Tiffany Haddish is like the tough girl who is very rebellious and does tons of disgusting stuff. Unlike the really amazing grapefruit gag in Girls Trip, which I actually really loved. Like I said, I just think here between this and Uncle Drew and Nobody's Fool, which we'll talk about in November, she's just not really impressing me all that much. We'll see how the film turns out, but yeah, I'm really not that excited for this at all. I don't really have a ton to say about it, but it is one of those trailers where when it plays, I'm like, oh, not this again. Like they play it, I just get really annoyed by it. Again, I'm not necessarily dreading it or anything, but it really doesn't look good at all.
Flake, you're too nice.
Yeah, this looks...
Oh, you think I'm too nice? Wait for a movie we'll get to in a couple seconds.
Oh,
and you definitely won't be saying that.
Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to talk, bitch. Now,
go ahead.
This movie doesn't look good. Jokes did not work for me, to be honest. I felt that they felt really flat to me. Like I didn't really necessarily laugh at any of them. It just seems like another typical like Kevin Hart comedy. And I'm not really all that excited for it. Hopefully it can be good. I still haven't seen Girls Trip. I hear that's really funny, and this is by the same director that made this, so maybe it could be good. But right now it's not grabbing my interest.
All right, so Night School, if you guys are looking forward to it, it does come out on September, give me a second, September 28th. If you guys do want to see it, that week is kind of a dead zone, but we get to the most the biggest film of that week, and that'll just tell you how kind of awful this week truly is, and that of course is the highly anticipated Hellfest.
Yeah.
All right. So Hellfest in general was a film that Jackson really wanted to introduce, and made him introduce Night School because he told me he was dreading it. And yeah, so Hellfest overall. It doesn't look good. It looks really dumb, but this looks like the definition of a horror guilty pleasure to me. I mean, this looks so ridiculous and so over the top. I like Amy Forsyth a lot. I think she's a very underrated actress, and I haven't seen Bex Taylor Klaus, but I heard she was like one of the best parts of the Scream TV series, but I think she looks all right here, but in general, this looks really dumb. This entire film, basically, is the opening sequence of Final Destination 3. If you guys have seen that opening sequence where the roller coaster is like falling apart and things like that, that's basically what this is. It's like a haunted theme park or whatever. It looks really dumb, but I'm honestly really excited for it. I think this could be a really great guilty pleasure, and I hope it doesn't let me down because I think it looks absolutely ridiculous, and I actually am really excited for it.
This looks hilariously ridiculous, if you ask me. This just looks really bad, but really silly at the same time, and I'm kind of excited for it. This could go down as one. Who knows? This could be a Stranger's Prey at night for us, Kevin. This could be.
Oh yes, that's what I want, dude.
This could be just a movie that we just laugh at of how bad it actually is. And just have a blast with it. Sometimes I like horror films. I like that ones you could just laugh at how bad they are. So hopefully this one falls into that category.
Oh yeah, and going back to what I said real quick about the whole Final Destination thing, this one also has Tony Todd. So that should just tell you the sort of vibe that they're going for. Tony Todd's in a lot of really dumb horror films, so you know this one could be a recipe for success. But go ahead, Jackson.
Honestly, guys, fuck The Nun. Fuck Mara, fuck the toy box. This movie is going to be the horror film of September, the best horror film of September. Jesus Christ, I can't wait. I watched this in the theater for the first time when I saw Dumbfriended Dark Web. And I was like, what is this? And as the trailer kept going, I was like, this is a great concept. It looks really fucking funny too. But that's the thing, is like it could be good, but I'm leaning towards I don't really think so. So I can't wait to potentially be really, really entertained by this movie. As I've already mentioned earlier, I can be entertained by a lot of dumb horror movies, either good horror movies or dumb ones. And this looks like a great one, a great dumb one at least. I'm so pumped for this thing. I saw Dumb Friended with a bunch of friends, and after we saw that trailer, we were like, we've got to go back to the theater together to see Hellfest at the same time. We're like, yes, we're gonna do that. So I can't wait until when does this come out? September
28th.
September 38th, right? I can't wait until
28th.
that 38th. Yeah, I can't wait until that day so I could see Hellfest and not see literally what else. I don't fucking remember what comes out that weekend. Nothing else, just Hellfest.
Yes. So on September 40th, Hellfest will in fact be out. It's interesting, you know, it could go either way because on one hand, yes, it does look really dumb, but it also is edited by the guy who did Get Out, so you really don't know. We'll see how that turns out, but it does come out, like I said, on September 28th, if you guys are looking forward to it. Now we get to another film that could also go either way that FilmFan's introducing.
Oh, bitches. So this movie is Smallfoot. This kind of just looks like a generic animated film to me, like just a generic kids animated film. It just, it could be entertaining, it could be really good, but at the same time, it just doesn't appeal my interests. Honestly, it just looks like every generic kids movie possible, to be honest. But I mean, hopefully it's good. I want it definitely to be good because, you know, who wants a movie to be bad? But, you know, hopefully it's good, but just not really grabbing my attention.
Yeah, with Smallfoot, here's the thing. I actually really do like the concept of this, where, like, you have Bigfoot and, you know, they're living their lives and everything, and they're actually intimidated by the humans because they have smaller feet than they do. I think that's actually a really cool concept, and I always love Channing Tatum and basically everything. I think he's one of the most, and not one of the best, but he's definitely an actor that
he's an actor with charisma.
Yeah, he's one of the most charismatic and entertaining actors working today. Anything he's in, I'm always down for. But yeah, this really does not look that great at all. It looks very generic. It looks like it looks like something that come out in August, honestly. I'm really surprised that this is coming out when it is. You know, it's got a good cast behind it. You know, you got him, you got everyone's favorite actor, James Corden. Zendaya, you got Gina Rodriguez, you got LeBron, this guy nobody cares about named LeBron James. I don't know who that.
You got the Migos.
Yeah, you got him. You got Jimmy Tatro from American Vandal. So this really could go either way. I do think the animation actually looks pretty good here, but just in general, it looks very generic. It looks like one of those films that's only appealing towards kids, and we'll see how this one turns out. That's really all I have to say about Smallfoot. Like I said, cool concept, but just execution isn't really there.
Well, here's the thing, guys. I have my worries also for this film. Like as neat a concept as it seems, like maybe the story could be a little underdeveloped, or maybe it's just really cliched. Maybe the characters won't really work. Maybe they could get annoying. Maybe the jokes won't work. But at the same time, there's also some pros. Like the animation looks really good, right? And you know, a lot of the cast I really like, and the company. Like I enjoyed all the Lego movies, and I even enjoyed Storks. So that has that going for it. But you know, all those negatives I mentioned earlier, how it could be cliched and unfunny and all this. But there's one thing that proves to me that this is going to be a good movie, and that is the fact that James Corden is attached to it.
Yes!
From Trolls to the masterpiece of the Emoji Movie, James Corden always attaches himself to great animated films.
Especially Trolls. Trolls is the best animated movie there is.
That means that Smallfoot is going to be another masterpiece, which, look, he goes from Trolls, right, to the best film ever made, the Emoji Movie.
Now, he also was in the UK version of Norm of the North, so there's that one too.
So, yeah, he's just having masterpiece after masterpiece. So I'm so happy for the dude, and I'm glad that he's with another animation company that knows when to hire a great actor for their masterpiece. So I can't wait for Smallfoot.
Yes, it's also a musical for those of you who are interested in that. But, yeah, Smallfoot on September 28th. We'll see how that one really does go. Okay, now we get to the film that I have been... Okay, Jackson said before that I am too nice to movies. Well, that's about to change with the next film that we're about to talk about, that Jackson is going to introduce.
The next film that I am introducing is called Greta Gerwig's Little Women.
Not that one!
I'm just kidding. That one comes out next year. But after I saw the trailer for this one, I honestly, and as much as I thought Lady Bird was just okay, I can't wait for what Greta Gerwig does with Little Women next year, because Jesus Christ, this movie looks really cliched and annoying, and it doesn't look like anyone's really trying that much as far as acting goes.
No.
And I could talk a little bit about it, but I just really think that Kevin Flake here is going to say a lot of profound things. So I'm actually going to pass it off to him very early.
Yes, that is a very wise decision there, because holy fuck do I have a lot to say about this. Look, I didn't even know of this movie's existence, but good old 22 Tiger Dude here had to send me his trailers for some movie that he saw, and I'm like, what the fuck, Little Women? So I checked it out, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, the second I clicked on that trailer, I instantly regretted it. This movie looks like it is making every wrong choice possible. Look, I know there's been 4 adaptations of Little Women. There was a PBS miniseries that came out that I personally wasn't all that big on. I watched 1 episode, and I didn't really feel like watching the rest, but at least all of those adaptations, even though that one I know people didn't like as much, at least you can say that one stays in the 1900s. The 1900s setting with the the storyline, all that is accurate and things like that. All the things that are supposed to be there are there. And look, I haven't seen any of the other adaptations, but I think there's a reason that they've done that. It's one of those things where, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And when you put it in a modern setting, it kind of ruins the purpose of what it's really trying to do. Little Women's supposed to be like this timeless story that's passed on from generation to generation. And what I'm seeing here, this does not at all look like it's going to be that. This looks like a film that is appealing only to this generation, and that they're going to show to their kids, and they're going to say it's dated. I don't think this is going to hold up at all. The acting here looks fucking atrocious. Everyone here looks terrible. I don't know what the hell Lucas Grabeel is doing here. I don't know what the dad from High School Musical is doing here. Leah Thompson's in here for some reason. I don't fucking know why. I'm honestly surprised this is coming to theaters, because everything about this looks like Lifetime's version of Little Women. I can't believe this is actually coming out. I'm really hoping it gets delayed or something like that, or that somehow it ends up going on to Netflix or something, because I really don't want to have to see this, but it's coming out. And look, I try to keep an open mind with many movies, but I honestly don't see how this can be good. I really don't see how you can make a modern adaptation of Little Women and have it be good. Just everything about this looks wrong. It looks like they're taking every wrong step possible. The cinematography looks like a student film. It does not look like a professional movie at all. And honestly, this movie, it's one of my least anticipated for the rest of the year. I could honestly go on and on about it, but again, I haven't seen the other adaptations. And because I am so enraged by this trailer, I feel like I might as well watch the other adaptations of Little Women. So on that week of September 28th, I will be watching the 1933 one, I will be watching the 1948 one, and I will be watching the 1993 one, and that'll be the Own It Never Fucking Seen It for that week. I already pre-ordered the Blu-ray and everything like that, mainly because I want to give the most accurate review possible, because from what I'm seeing here, this looks like it is going to be a complete bastardization of what made that book so classic and what makes that work so classic. It's one of those things that I just don't feel should be touched. You should not put it in a modern day setting. I've gone on long enough. Go ahead, Film Fan, because I know he expresses my utter anger for this film.
Well, I feel like I don't even have to really say much about it, because he kind of took the words out of my mouth. But yeah, this looks really fucking bad. Holy shit, that trailer might be the worst trailer I have seen all goddamn year. That was bad. That was really fucking bad. Holy shit. Hey, yeah. That's all I got. Just that was bad.
Also, Jackson, I don't know if you know this, but this is also by Pure Flix. I just found out.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yes, Netflix is the production company for this one, so that should turn out great. That's
never mind this one. At least anticipate.
Yes. So yes, Little Women. It does come out on September 28th. I don't fucking know how. I don't know how this is in theaters. Now that it's Pure Flix, it makes perfect sense to me. But like I said, I will in fact be reviewing all 3 of those other adaptations, and then I can give my full thoughts on what looks like one of the biggest disasters of this entire year. If you want to see it, come out September 28th. I have not heard literally anybody talk about this movie. and for good reason. Don't even watch the trailer. It's not worth your time. Like the stuff I put in this video, it's not worth your time. Don't fucking watch that trailer. But you know, yeah. Anyway, 28th, we have a film that I actually am looking forward to with a complete 180, and that is Monsters and Men. All right, so Monsters and Men, this is another one of those films that is covering the Black Lives Matter movement. And I've expressed before that I think this is a topic that is getting a little too much coverage. Like, okay, yeah, I understand it's an important issue, but I don't think we need so many films covering this one. This is not the one that I am most annoyed about because I actually do think this one looks pretty good. I really do like the actors here. Anthony Ramos and John David Washington from BlacKkKlansman is in this as well. I think that the story in general does look very engrossing. And I'm hoping this one does do something different. Something all these films have done so far is that they all have done something a little bit different. And I'm hoping that this one continues that trend. I've heard really good things about it. And I really am hoping that this turns out to be real good. So, yeah, we'll see how this one does turn out. Not a ton to say about it. Haven't seen the trailer in a while, but I did see it blind spotting, and it very much did impress me, and I really hope it doesn't let me down because I do think it looks quite good.
Yeah, this actually looks really good. This looks like a better movie that's dealing with this subject matter than The Hate U Give. So,
oh god, we'll get to that next month. Oh, I have tons to say about that
that's
one.
a plus. But the performances seem really great. I really like the confliction in this. That like, oh shit, he released this video or not? Like, what are what are going to be the consequences and stuff like that? Like, I really like that. I hope. It seems like it's obviously going to be a big intel on the movie and stuff like that, so I can't wait to see how that's handled. So I am very much interested in the film. It does look really promising. I hope it's one that handles this subject matter very well.
I don't appreciate the Amanda Steinberg slander, okay? The Hate U Give in Darkest Minds, baby.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, this looks very interesting. Like, yeah, it definitely looks like the better version of The Hate U Give. It looks very compelling.
Yeah.
It looks like you have some great actors here, and including the guy from BlacKkKlansman, who's Denzel Washington's son, who like really stood out in that movie, and I'm glad he's getting more roles like in this one. It looks like it has a really good, some great direction behind the camera. It's filmed very well and shot well. Overall, I honestly can't wait to see this one. Honestly, it looks very good, like much better than The Hate U Give. It looks much better than that film, which looks unbearable almost, like a TV feeling. It feels like Lifetime, how it feels like a Lifetime movie, but this does not feel like that. It feels like a movie that needs theater.
Yeah, so again, you know, we've all expressed our hatred for The Hate U Give, but look forward to that next month when I rip that film apart. But Monsters and Men, if you are looking forward, does come out on September 28th. Definitely, I think, could be a hidden gem. Another one that many people don't really talk about, but then it comes out, and maybe it starts getting coverage like Blind Spotting and BlacKkKlansman and various other films have. But we'll see how this one does turn out. But now we get to another film that I think could be pretty promising that Film Fan's going to introduce.
Here we go, bitches. The Old Man and the Gun. This was another one I didn't really know much about, but I'm kind of glad I did see the trailer because this actually looks intriguing to me. Robert Redford is a great actor. I quite enjoy him in a lot of the stuff that I've seen, and I think he said this was going to be his retirement.
This is his last role.
Yeah, he said this was going to be his last role, so hopefully this is a good way for him to just go out, baby, and definitely seems like that. It looks like a very interesting movie. You know, he's like him and like a couple of other people like Robin Banks and stuff like that. Like, it seems very interesting. Also, Tom Waits is in here, which is quite great too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This story has me intrigued.
Yeah, so Old Man the Gun, this one has tons of stuff for me to get excited about. First of all, it has Robert Redford and Casey Affleck and Danny Glover, Sissy Spacek, a really great cast overall. It's directed by the guy who did A Ghost Story, one of my favorites of last year. I know it's one of Jackson's favorites as well. We just left. Yeah, I think this looks really great overall. I don't really remember the trailer a lot, but all I remember is that it looks really good. I think it is interesting that it's Robert Redford's last role, but it looks to be a really great way for him to go out. Hearing really good things about this one, and I'm excited for it. So yeah, that's all I really got to say. Jackson Fulcher.
Did not know that this last movie.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, that's amazing. Jesus Christ. But yeah, it looks pretty good, I guess. Like the concept, especially right. Just when I watched the trailer, just didn't really like give me like a I need to see this movie now kind of vibe. You know what I mean? So it's weird. What was that?
What?
What?
Your audio is really bad. It keeps cutting like in and out.
Give me a second, baby.
This is going great. Hello?
Vomit.
Wow, vomit.
But yeah. It looks film just really say like deep end on.
All right, so Old Man the Gun, if you are looking forward, does come out on September 28th. Hoping this one really does, again, turn out to be as good as the cast and the director is, but we'll see how that one is. Now we get to the second Netflix film we're talking about that I am looking forward to, but these two don't really seem that enthused about, that Jackson's going to introduce.
Hold the Dark is the title of the film.
Wow. A lot of enthusiasm there.
This is from the director of Green Room, but I did see Green Room, which is why I mentioned that. And I thought Green Room was solid. I didn't hate it, but I didn't really love it. I just thought it was kind of good. You know what I mean? But this one has my interest entirely. It looks like there's some great character writing here. Looks like they got a great script. It seems like Macon Blair is really putting a lot behind the camera, like a lot of energy and effort behind. Really intrigued. I watched that trailer, and I'm really on where the film is actually going to go. Like, I actually got intrigued while watching it, So when it hits on Netflix, I honestly do want to watch kind of instantly.
Yeah, unlike you guys, I've seen one Macon Blair movie as well, but it's Blue Ruin, and Blue Ruin I think is one of the most overlooked films of this entire decade. Such a nice revenge thriller that's very quiet and different, and Macon Blair absolutely kills it in that film. Now, I haven't seen what he does in Green Room, but I heard that wasn't the greatest follow-up. I know some people liked it, some people didn't. But this one looks really great. I'm honestly kind of surprised this is going to Netflix because it actually looks really damn good. This is one of those films, like I said, where I think Netflix is really going to turn themselves around. Jeffrey Wright, Alexander Skarsgård, Riley Coe, James Badge Dale. Really great cast here overall. It is directed by Jeremy Soliner, like I said, who did all three of those films. The two previous films we mentioned. I think this one definitely does have a lot of potential. The cinematography especially really impresses me here. Apparently A24 was supposed to do this film, and now they're not, and I'm honestly kind of surprised that they're no longer doing it. I don't really know what happened there, but I think this looks really great. I'm very much looking forward to it, and really excited to see what Macon Blair can do next, because I do think he is a very underutilized talent, and I'm really looking forward to this.
It looks interesting. I wasn't a fan of his last film, Green Room. I haven't seen Blue Room, that's what it's called, right?
Yes.
I haven't seen that film, but I have seen Green Room, and I wasn't too huge on that. But hopefully, this is better. This definitely does have a little bit more interest than than I expected it to. So hopefully, this is good. But the trailer does intrigue me a bit.
Yeah, so Hold the Dark, if you're looking forward, does come out on Netflix on September 28th. Like I said, Netflix does have a pretty solid catalog in the next few months, and I think this could definitely possibly be one of them. We'll have to see the way that turns out. But now, guys, we finally do get to the last film. I know this has been going on for a while now, but this is the final film we're going to talk about, and that is the Amazon film. It's not Netflix. It actually is an Amazon instant film, and that is the modern-day adaptation of King Lear. All right. So I'm going to sound like a complete hypocrite saying this because I just criticized Little Women for being all modern and things like that, but this looks really good. Now, the reason I think it looks really good is because unlike Little Women, we actually have some really competent actors and things like that, like Anthony Hopkins, Emma Thompson, Emily Watson, Jim Broadbent, Florence Pugh, Christopher Eccleston from The Leftovers, Tobias Menzies, Must I Go On? Just a really great cast here overall. The directing looks really great here. I'm not the hugest fan of modern day Shakespeare adaptations, but this one looks really great, honestly. It's actually not in modern day. It's like an alternate universe, basically, which I think is a really cool idea. Anthony Hopkins looks like he's absolutely going to knock it out of the park here, as he always does. I think he's pretty much great in everything. So I'm very much looking forward to this one. I think this looks really good overall. Hoping that it is in line with most of what Amazon has put out and is not another Zoe. But we'll have to see the way this one turns out.
I don't know. This I hope it's good. I like Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins is definitely one of the best actors of all time. The dude is a very great at what he does and what he does with his craft. But this movie doesn't really have all my interests all that much. Doesn't really, honestly, just looks like kind of. I know this premiered on the BBC beforehand, and it kind of just looks like that. It kind of looks like just a movie that will premiere on the BBC. Doesn't really look like it's filmed like a movie. It just kind of seems like a really long TV special, and that's about it. So yeah, it just doesn't really pique my interest all that much.
This movie would pique my interest more if Justin Theroux and Carrie Coon were in it.
Fuck you.
But yeah, I'm with you, film fan. Like, I watched the trailer and I didn't really feel anything. Like, Anthony Hopkins is acting his ass off, obviously, and he's really going for the character. Just I didn't really feel invested. I didn't really feel like hooked onto it. Like, I got to see this instantly. It's just like, oh, okay. Like, it just looks like another one of those where I'm just like, I'm sure that some people may really like that, but I probably will never see it. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure about it overall. It just looks kind of bland to me.
Christopher Eccleston is a phenomenal actor. Fuck all
Jesus
of you.
Christ.
But if you are looking forward
The
to
Leftovers.
yes, it's a fantastic show that you guys need to see. If you're looking, don't sound like that. If you're looking forward to it, does come out on September 28th on Amazon. Some people I know have already seen it on like BBC and things like that. But with that, guys, those are all the films coming out on September 28th.
Oh, bitches.
Little Women, Smallfoot, Old Man the Gun, tons of stuff coming out that day. And with that, guys, that, of course, does wrap up this installment of the movie preview. I know it seemed a little bit bland, but that's just because there wasn't really a lot to talk about.
No, like, Kevin always brings me on for the worst ones.
Well, you're the one who picks what month you want to be on, so that's not my decision,
Shut the fuck up.
But definitely not the greatest September in the world. Maybe it'll surprise me, but really not a ton to talk about coming out overall. But we'll see how it does turn out. But once again, I do want to thank both of my guests here. One of them is very ungrateful, doesn't like being here, and he's trying to get himself banned. But film fan,
fuck you. All right. But no, despite me always getting the worst months, I do enjoy being on these things. Have fun with these things. And thank you for letting me come on for the September movie preview, Kevin. And yeah, so we'll see you out later. Peace.
Yeah, we'll see you in December, which will probably be a good month. So stop whining. All right, Jackson.
Well, I would just like to say, I was supposed to be in the one for October, but then Kevin switched me out. How dare he? It's not like I'm making this up or anything.
Oh, yeah, definitely not.
No. But yeah, it's always great to do these. I guess I don't know anymore. It was fun. It was fun. Please bring me back.
You will be back in December.
Oh no. I mean,
Yeah.
yay! I can't wait. There's gonna be another PureFlix release, right?
Oh yes, definitely. I will make sure we talk about all the PureFlix releases coming out that month.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. In fact, I'm sure you're pretty upset we did not discuss God Bless the Broken Road this month either.
Dang it! You didn't put that in. I barely noticed.
Yeah, that comes out the same week as The Nun and Peppermint. But either way, guys, that's it for this movie preview. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Let me know what movies you guys are most looking forward to in September. Check out Jackson and Film Fan's channels as well. Really great content on there, even though Film Fan hasn't uploaded in like 2 months. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed.
That's gonna age badly when you actually upload this.
Yeah, you're right. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in my next video, and we'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.